Hey guys, Charles here from worshipguitarskills.com, back again with another lesson for you. And in today's lesson, I want to show you a simple way to easily compose cool lead lines. Let me play the part for you, and then afterwards I'll deconstruct exactly how I arrived at that part so you can go ahead and use it in your own playing. Alright, so there you go. That is a pretty cool sounding melody. That's the perfect thing that you can play during an intro section, an interlude section, and sometimes even play it while people are singing because the melody follows the chords perfectly. And let me show you how that works. In essence, we've basically gotten 4 chords, which is E, B, C sharp minor, and A. This is also known as a 1-5-6-4 progression in the key of E. Now, if you know your triads, which is something that we've taught on this channel a lot, you'll know that this is an E triad, this is a B triad, this is a C sharp minor triad, and then I can play A over here or over there. Those are the 4 chords, E, B, C sharp minor, and A. Those are the triads that I'm using right now to kind of show me what notes I can play from a lead perspective. Now the triads, as the chords go by, they literally highlight the notes that you can play. So that's why if you look at my first triad, I started on this note, and I ended on that note. And when I played B, I started on this note, I ended on that note. When I played C sharp, I started on this note, I ended on that note, except I played it over here. And then for A, I started on this note, I went to the next chord tones, and then I ended the note there. So what does that mean? It just means I'm going to play this for you again with the backing track. The only difference is this time I'm only going to play the starting note and the ending note using these triads, as you'll see on screen. And then afterwards we'll come back and I'll show you where the note that gives this melody its movement and its character, where I got that from. Let's check it out. Alright, so nothing too adventurous there, simply taking the notes from the triad. But I want some movement, because if I'm only playing the notes that are from the triad, those are known as chord tones, then I'm not really getting anything that adds a bit of tension, because all of those notes are safe. We call those stable tones. I want to use what's known as active tones as well, in order to kind of make things sound a little bit more exciting. So now, as you can see on the screen, this is our triad. I'm going to start on this note, and I want to end on that note. But I can now add in the neighboring tone, which is another note from the scale that is not in the triad, but it basically goes. So for that, it's a stepping stone to go from my starting note to my ending note. So I start, stepping stone, ending note, and then start, stepping stone, ending note, start, stepping stone, ending note. Start, slight variation. So you can see the stepping stone or the passing tone, which is the correct musical term to use between these two chord tones. That is what gives this line its character. And you can see that on the screen right now, where you can see where we're starting with the starting note. We're going to go to that note, but we have a passing tone. And it's the same for the B. I'm going to start on this note, and I'm going to end on that note. But this is my passing tone. And the same over here, except I'm playing it on one string. And then I stay there. And that right there is how I can come up with a line where I'm simply using two chord tones to start and end my idea, and then in the middle I add a passing tone, which is not a chord tone, and that is what's adding that melodic interest and that little bit of attention that I can resolve. The final thing I'll note is that the way I play this is I did not start on beat 1 every time. It's only for the first bar that I started on beat 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 a 1. When I do that in music, we call that a push, because we are pushing that bar, that chord sooner than what it's supposed to kind of start on the beat. And by just being a little bit ahead, by pushing that next note of that chord, basically an eighth note sooner, it again adds in a nice momentum. So what I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to pick a note of the chords, and I'm just going to play that one note every time. And then the second time around, I'm going to play the starting note and the ending note with no passing tone. And then the third time around, I'm going to play the example like I've taught you today with that passing tone. And that will help you to hear the kind of way that I've put together this melody using the concept of stable tones and active tones. Let's check it out. Alright, so there you go. If you enjoyed this lesson and you would like to get hold of this particular backing track along with hundreds of other backing tracks in different keys, different progressions and different tempos, all composed in a modern worship style, just check the link in the description for our worship guitar skills practice pack. You can go ahead and pick up all of those tracks together with some lessons and teaching on how to compose guitar parts, very much just like the lesson you've just gone through. So if you'd like to pick up all these tracks, check the link in the description. You'll be able to get all of the details, and then that is a wonderful resource that will help you to maximize and get the most out of your practice sessions.